Tomorrowmind is a mind that is prepared for a world of work defined by constant tomorrows. If we think about Ray Kurzweil's law of accelerating returns, which says that we're going to go through something like 20,000 years of progress in the next 100 years, what we're saying is essentially it comes down to a tomorrow every 7 minutes. And that's what it feels like, right? Our world is constantly disrupted and changing. We need to rethink what's around us. And it's less about any specific tomorrow than about the project of being ready for all of them. And those are the skills that we're talking about. And when I say a specific tomorrow, I mean things like ChatGPT, the revolution in AI that hit a few months ago or peaked a few months ago. I think about things like the pandemic, right? Moments that in and of themselves feel so revolutionary and so difficult. And yet it really is tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. It keeps coming and it will keep coming. And we have to be open-eyed about what that's going to take to live meaningful, fulfilling lives and to have successful careers defined by that.
In 2019, November 2019, December 2019, I wrote an article about the 2020s, kind of a prediction. And I said that the 2020s will be one of the disruptive, if not the most disruptive decade in human history. And I had no idea that there was going to be a pandemic that started in January and really shut down the world in March of 2020. And if you think about all of the disruptions that happened in the first quarter of the decade, it's mind-boggling. And that was before the war in Ukraine and before the war in Israel. And I just wonder if you could comment on that rate of change and if you agree that this will be one of the disruptive. And I think an important part, hopefully you'll agree with this, but we get to determine if it's positively disruptive or negatively disruptive this decade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kudos to you for that prediction. It's easy for me to agree with you now in 2023 after seeing what the last 3 years have brought. It certainly feels that way. On that point of positive versus negative disruption, I think that we are so much of both the pace of change and the nature of change is being fueled by these technologies like the one we're using right now to have this conversation. And we still really don't understand what they're doing to us as human beings. It's clear, especially for teens, that there's a significant negative impact that social media is having. I think that the way that these world movements are just igniting so quickly has something to do with this as well. I'm very optimistic that we will be able to understand it and leverage it for good. I'm not sure if that project will come to fruition or reap its rewards in this decade, or maybe not until the next decade, just due to the complexity and due to the entrenchment of the negative elements of this technology so far. But I'm all for harnessing this power. It's tremendously powerful for good. And I believe that that's our best weapon here.